Right, we're back in the polytunnel. It is New Year's Eve, so about to celebrate the new year, and what better way to celebrate the new year is with some new plants. So let's have a look. I had to nip out yesterday, Norwich way, so as I always do, I nipped in Taverham Garden Centre, and again, not really the time of year to be buying plants, but I've got a couple nonetheless. So these are all evergreens, as it were, sort of three very distinct looking plants, and let's go through each one and we'll see my thoughts on it. So this is nothing new. I've seen this several times. I've always sort of scratched my head and thinking, well, why would you just grow a stick? But I guess, I mean, I knew a bit about them. So this is the Pseudopanix ferox, and it does actually go through quite a dramatic metamorphosis at a certain age, between, I don't know, 10 and 15 years. From New Zealand. Like I say, I mean, it's not something I've looked at. I think, yes, I've got to have one of them. And several times I've looked at it in the garden centres and thought, why would I want to grow a stick? But again, like I say, in time, it's a long-term project. I mean, these do grow quite tall. You know, for the first 10 years or so, these are just going to be a large stick with these funny little pointy leaves. But I think that's a adaptation of to stop animals eating the foliage when they're smaller, as it were. Then they do change into a more leafy sort of evergreen tree, as it were. But yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I'm an expert on any of these plants, but I'm just going on what I've read. Yeah, so I thought, well, every time I've gone to the garden centre, I've looked at them and thought, should I, shouldn't I? And every time I've gone away, I thought, yeah, I should have got one. But every time I go and look at it, I think, no, I don't really want it. But this time I gave in and got one. So that is that. We've got that. So just to let you know, it was $12.99. And if you've got good eyes and you want to pause that and read it, go ahead. So that's the first one. So that is a Pseudopanix. And we actually got another Pseudopanix. So this one is a fairly new cultivar, I believe. It's called Moa's Toes. So Moa, again, it does say on the information here, so I'll zoom on that, you can read that. So again, New Zealand plant, and the Moa is I think an extinct bird, quite a giant sort of flightless bird, I believe, probably similar to a cassowary or something similar to that. And it's called Moa's Toes, obviously, because the leaf shape, if you can imagine a sort of prehistoric sort of giant flightless bird, you know, that's basically like the toes of that, I guess. And I know for this one, I know a few other people grow this, and the leaves can be varied. So where you've got like the 3 toes on that leaf, and then you'll get another leaf which is just a straight sort of one pronged leaf, as it were. And then going towards the top again, we're seeing the 3 toes on the leaf there. So this is a really sort of leathery, thick leaf evergreen. So I believe these get up to 6 or 7 foot, and depending on light levels and temperature, they can be anything from green to sort of a purpley colour. So these are quite a dark green at the minute, but quite a nice sort of orange veining in the leaf. But yeah, I mean, it's always nice to have something a little bit different, a little evergreen interest. And this is certainly, you know, just by feeling the leaf, I can tell it's going to be a tough plant, because they're real thick leathery leaves on that. So yeah, I think that's like I say, nothing I'd go out and hunt down, but when I saw it, I saw, you know, that's a fairly good price. It was $9.99, so that's a reasonable price for a plant. I mean, this is at least 2 foot, maybe 2.5 foot. Multi-stemmed. We've got 3 big stems and a smaller one coming at the side as well, so nice little bushy shrub. Like I say, it says 2 meters, so 6 or 7 foot. I'm guessing it's going to be a fairly slow grower, but when you've already got a couple of foot on it, that's a good head start. Like I say, I thought it was a pretty good price for a tenner. Like I say, it's not something you see all the time. I mean, I certainly haven't seen it. I'm not, admittedly, I haven't been looking for it, but I don't really recall seeing it before or not in many garden centres or whatnot. I'm sure you can get it online through specialist nurseries, but yeah, so that's that one. Pseudopanix Mower's Toe. And that brings us to the last one. So at first look at this, I thought, oh, that's a nice yucca, nice variegation, but it's not actually a yucca as such. It's actually, reading the information on the back here, well, it's a type of Yuccoides, variegated Mexican lily, but it's an evergreen, does flower, and it's not like your normal yuccas. It's soft leaf, and they're not sharp at all, so you're not going to spike yourself on them, and they've got quite a nice nice variegation to them, so that would definitely benefit from being in a raised bed or kept as a pot. You know, you can imagine a nice pot with that being a centerpiece and some spillers around it or whatever. So yeah, it's a little bit different. Like I say, I mean, to have a plant like that as evergreen, you know, that's going to give you a nice pop of colour during the dark winter months. And yeah, I quite like that. I mean, I've got several similar looking yuccas, but this is the variegation on this is different. I mean, a lot of the yuccas tend to have the variegation on the outside of the leaf and the dark on the inside, which is the opposite. So, and again, for the price, so that was $7.99. It does flower in summer. I'll let you read the information if you want to, so you can pause that. So I can see it's, well, it's telling me on there the height is it says 0.5 to 1 meter, so possibly 3 foot, maybe a little bit bigger, but I think that would be a nice little plant for a space where if I need to replace anything, maybe in the arid bed or something like that, that would be a nice little option. So yeah, new year, treat myself to some new plants. So like I say, nothing totally abstract or super rare, but it's not about that. It's about plants that you like. So it's not about trying to get hold of anything that's no one else can get hold of, because what's the point of that? It's just sort of teasing people. I'd rather just get plants that are readily available, or make people aware of plants that maybe they've overlooked in the past and think, well, let's give them a go. And like I say, I've been very much like that with this one, because in my eyes it's a ugly stick, but we'll see on that one. I gave in and we thought we'd give it a go. Right, so that is 3 new plants for the new year, and so it is New Year's Eve when I'm recording this video, so happy New Year if you've passed that point. I hope it's a good one for everyone. Thanks for watching.